Anders Opedal, thank you so much for having us here. Congratulations on such great figures that you were able to present to us. But please, can you tell us what happens if the UK government does not sanction Rosebank? We are waiting for it now, and you must be waiting with a lot of anticipation. What happens if it doesn't go ahead?
First of all, this is handled by our kind of joint venture with Equinor and Shell, Adura, and we have a great team there that is working on this issue on every day. I think we entered into the field development of Rosebank as Equinor with our partner and actually got the approval. This is something about predictability. If you want to be an investor in a country, you should expect that the government can give you a predictable regulatory framework for your investments. I've seen that Rosebank has always been an existing field, existing discovery. It's not a new discovery. And as far as I have been able to read the manifesto for the Labour Party, this is within their policy. But this will be now handled by Adura, and for us, we will see what happens.
Will it change your attitude towards the UK, which is a big buyer of oil and gas from Equinor, if somehow your investment falters there?
We have provided oil and gas to UK for decades. We will continue to do so. Our strategy is to provide reliable energy to our customers, and that is always our first priority. So we will continue to do so. We see in several countries now that when you make an investment and get approval for your investments, there are changing view of it. We have seen it here in Norway on the Hammerfest LNG. We have seen it with the Empire Wind offshore wind development in US, and also that a lease that were granted in the UK has been needs to be kind of environmental impact assessment need to be redone. And this is difficult for kind of big investors, investing billions of dollars into the energy systems, and then have a kind of a different view after an elections and so on. So what I advocate, and I also advocated that when Keir Starmer had his first investment summit just after his election, and I said, what we need now is to have stability, predictability, because when you invest billions of dollars, creating jobs and ripple effects, that's really needed, because it raises the bar for future investments if we don't see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you have the same message for new Prime Minister Andy Burnham, because there's been so much change in the UK?
Well, this is my message to all politicians in all countries, actually. I feel it's a little bit boring to say this every time I meet them and so on, but it's actually the foundation for trust, that we can trust that we make an investment, nothing changes, because as I normally say, is that it takes us one election cycle to plan a project, another election cycle to execute on the project, and 3 to 5 election cycles to actually earn back the money that we have invested, and continue investing in upgrades and so on. So in all, between 6 to 10 election cycles, we need stability and predictability. I fully understand there are different views on energy and different technologies for energy and so on. I'm fine with that, but as soon as something is actually approved, then I think it's not the time for changing their mind.
Indeed. Anders Opedal, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you.